भारत माता की।
भारत माता की जय।
From Russia's S-400 air defense systems to the indigenously made INS Vishakhapatnam and a slew of homemade missile tests, 2021 saw India take giant strides in boosting India's armed forces firepower. Facing aggression from hostile neighbors Pakistan and China, India acquired some deadly weapons, signed deals with many countries to bolster its military prowess, marched ahead in its mission to modernize the armed forces, and also moved ahead in its goal to become self-reliant in the defense sector. Here is why 2021 has been a watershed year for India's defense sector. India has now started receiving the S-400 air defense system from trusted defense partner Russia. The first squadron has been deployed in the Punjab sector to ward off aerial threats from Pakistan and China. India also approved the acquisition of 30 Predator drones in deal worth $3 billion. Apart from surveillance, reconnaissance and intelligence gathering, these remotely piloted drones can also destroy enemy targets. India also signed a deal with Israel to jointly develop next-generation technologies and products such as drones, robotics, artificial intelligence, wearable devices, and so on. India also signed a contract for the procurement of 56 C-295 transport aircraft worth rupees 22,000 crores with Spain-based air defense and space company for the Indian Air Force.
आत्मनिर्भर भारत के निर्माण के लिए रक्षा क्षेत्र में आत्मविश्वास की भावना अनिवार्य है।
While India armed its forces with lethal foreign weapons, many made-in-India defense equipment were also commissioned in the year 2021. The long-pending deal to jointly manufacture AK-203 assault rifle in Amethi was signed with Moscow during Putin's India visit in early December. France, which has offered to provide additional Rafale jets to India, also agreed to make a military engine in India, bringing high-end military technology into India.
हमने हर मित्र देश से यह कहा है कि देखिए हम भारत की सुरक्षा को ध्यान में रखकर भारत की जो रक्षा सामग्रियां हैं यानी हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म्स, वेपन्स, एमिनिशंस, यह सब हम भारत में ही बनाना चाहते हैं। यह स्पष्ट संदेश अमेरिका को भी दिया है, रूस को भी दिया है। और कल फ्रांस आया था, फ्रांस की डिफेंस मिनिस्टर आई थे, उनको भी यह मैंने साफ-साफ दिया।
From INS Karanj to INS Vela and INS Vishakhapatnam, the Indian Navy's combat capabilities in the Indian Ocean region also received a massive boost.
Indigenization has been the key focus area for the Indian Navy. Of the 41 ships and submarines on order presently, 39 are being constructed at Indian shipyards. This is testimony to our collective impetus as a nation and the Indian Navy towards Atmanirbharta.
The Navy is also expected to take delivery of country's first indigenous aircraft carrier in April 2022 and is likely to be commissioned in August 2022 as INS Vikrant. Reports suggest India signed contracts and cleared projects worth almost 54,000 crore in less than a month, with focus on locally produced weapons and systems including transport planes, tanks, helicopters, airborne early warning systems and counter-drone weapons. India also conducted a slew of missile tests in December that will be an integral part of the armed forces arsenal in the years to come. From the vertical launch short-range surface-to-air missile to the air version of BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles and the extended range of Pinaka rocket test and the standoff anti-tank missile, India's advances in indigenous defense production is very evident. India also stepped up diplomatic moves to secure its interest in the region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the first ever in-person summit of the 4 leaders of Coalitions of Democracy Quad in September 2021. In a veiled message to China, the Coalitions of Democracy reiterated its commitment to promote a free, rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific and beyond. India has also joined forces with UAE, Israel and the United States in Quad 2.0 in a bid to establish an international forum for economic cooperation and enhance maritime security. Indian forces also conducted joint military exercises with many friendly nations to increase synergy among armed forces. From the Zapad 2021 exercise in Russia to the Malabar drills with navies of Japan, US and Australia, Indo-France joint military exercise X-Shakti 2021, India-US joint military exercise Yudh Abhyas and Konkan Shakti 2021 with the United Kingdom. 2021 also saw India stepping up strategic engagement with like-minded countries. India also began the process of carrying out the biggest reforms in the military, reorganizing its armed forces into theatre commands. According to reports, the existing 17 single service commands will be integrated into 4 geographical commands, each with elements from 3 services. One in the east with eyes on Pakistan, another in the east focused on China, a maritime command for the Indian Ocean region and an air defense command. The aim is to be able to plan a military response better and have a unified approach to fighting any future war. However, India's bid to restructure the armed forces got a huge setback with the tragic death of country's first Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat. General Rawat died in a helicopter crash on 8 December 2021. General Rawat was not only leading the military in its bid to increase synergy, but was also the man behind Indian Army's modernization programs. And the next CDS will now have to take forward the process set in motion by General Rawat. While the Galwan clashes with China forced India to redraw its entire defense strategy in 2022, the exit of US forces and the return of the Taliban government in Afghanistan has deep security implications for India in the year 2021. Now the world's attention is focused on 2 potential flashpoints in Eastern Europe and Taiwan. And both will undoubtedly shape India's defense stance and policies in 2022